Whoa, there you are. Is that gonna work? Have to. If you stop me up, if you stop me up, I'll never stop. I think I'm gonna hit something. Okay. Ugh. Well, very fitting for my title. I'm in a parking lot right now. I'm trying to get home. Just a couple of people here walking in the rain. That's what you do when you're walking. When you're a pedestrian and you're walking in a parking lot and you see a car that's trying to exit the parking lot. You know, there's an opening and you're walking in that opening. You're supposed to walk as slow as you possibly can. That's your job as a pedestrian. You walk as slow as you possibly can. You stare at the driver for a couple of seconds knowing they can't do anything. And keep walking. Big smile on your face. It's like they're testing you. I went to the store right now. I had to get some I was almost gonna say why am I such a liar? I was about to say, yeah, I had to get some last second things for Thanksgiving. That's not at all what I was doing. But I don't even know why that popped in my head. It was like a default. Like there was no bad intent there. I wasn't trying to deceive anyone. It was just like right there. It was just gonna come out. I don't know why I had that thought. I had to get something that's for the dinner tonight. I had to get, what did I have to get? Oh, yeah. My wife, she does this all the time, and it doesn't. I give up. I say things along the lines of, "Were you paying attention?" It's like when you tell someone, "Be careful." It's like, did you think they were gonna not be careful? I can't say it anymore. The other day, the washing machine was on, and it was making the strangest noise. And I asked her, "What the heck is that? What's that? Why is it making that noise?" And she was like, "Oh, I put your big jacket in there that you always work out with." So I have this. So when I work out, I wear like 4 trash bags, a couple of t-shirts, a sweater, a big jacket. Like I'll wear like a big giant fluffy like Gore-Tex, George Costanza jacket. Because it's like stupid. I wouldn't encourage it. It's stupid, but I do it because I really want to get a good sweat going. I have this really big puffy jacket that I wear. So her response was like, "Oh, it must be the jacket." And I never wash that jacket. Like there's got to be different types of living life forms on that thing. I don't wash it. It's like my workout thing. I work out in it. I sweat for an hour or two. I take it off, flip it inside out, and I throw it on my treadmill. And it dries until the next day, and then I put it back on. I mean, it's not like I'm going, out to eat in it or going to the mall in it or anything. It's my disgusting, sweaty workout thing. That's how that's how you treat workout stuff, And I was working out in the house one day. I brought the treadmill in so I could play my PlayStation while I worked out. I sat, not my treadmill. What am I talking about? I'm such a liar again. I brought in my, what are they called? Stationary bike. I brought it inside the house. I set it up like half a foot, like I could touch the TV because I'm nearsighted. I set up the stationary bike right in front of the TV so I can play Fallout. And I just ride the bike for like an hour while I'm playing Fallout. And I left the, much to her dismay, I left the jacket right there in the living room. So she finally had the opportunity to wash it. So she washed it, big jacket, and she never washes it. So her response was, oh, it must be the jacket. You know, I've never washed it. That must be what it sounds like when you wash this jacket. So I was so wrapped up in what I was doing that I was like, huh, okay. Even though I knew that was stupid. Way later, I walked by the washing machine and I see the light on. You know, it's done. It's ready to be taken out. We had forgotten about it. And I was like, oh, you're going to take this stuff out? And she was like, oh, yeah, go ahead. So I went ahead and did it. And I find one of my son's favorite toys that him and I both play with, this cool Ninja Turtle sword thing. That's like one of the number one things we play with together, like when we fight and stuff. And I love that sword. I love it so much that he actually gave it to me last year for Christmas. But it's one of those things where, like, I don't even think he remembers. You know, sometimes your kids give you stuff, because I don't know if that's a thing. My kids do that sometimes for birthdays and for Christmases. Like there's just one car I play with him so much, and I like it a lot. It looks a lot like one of my cars. And one Christmas he gave it to me. He's like, yeah, I know you like this one so much. And then a few months later, it was in his room, and I was like, hey, what's my car doing in here? And he's like, oh, well, you know, I never see you playing with it, so I thought I'd take it back. So, yeah, I say all this to say that we really like that sword, me and my son. And I saw it in the washing machine. So she's like, oh, it must be your jacket. I guess what happened was, there was the laundry, you know, piled up wherever. I hate it when she does laundry. It drives me crazy. So when she does the laundry, we all have like our own hampers. And when she does the laundry, she like throws it all over the place. Like it's like all scattered throughout. So she has this pile and that, the whites and the these are colors, and it's all very racist. And then here's the delicates, here's the ones that are more thick-skinned, and these ones are the unmentionables, and these are the ones you talk about a little more often. And I don't know. When I wash clothes, I throw them all in there. I don't see color. All right, that's how I live my life. And she throws it all, anyway. So she throws piles on the floor. And then, you know, she goes about her day. This is why it drives me crazy. When I do the laundry, I'm like a machine. Boom, boom, boom. Everything gets washed. Everything immediately. When she does it, she'll wash this section. And even if it has like 5 things, she's like, well, I can't mix it with the other one. That has to be a whole new cycle. So there ends up being like 10 piles throughout the house. And it's there like all day, sometimes till the next day, because things are going on. And it looks all messy. So me and my son are running around, we're playing. And I guess the sword ends up, you know, in one of the piles somehow. It got kicked around. We didn't put it away. I don't know. So I guess she just picked up the whole thing and threw it in there. And I'm thinking, you got 2 very young kids in this house and a husband. Stuff's going to get kicked around. Like, sometimes my thoroughness... See, I pride myself in being very thorough, but I have to consider maybe, and I'm not one of those people that brags about being OCD. I know it's like a cool, hip thing to say you're OCD these days. But sometimes I think my thoroughness is actually like, oh shoot, yeah, that is my obsessive compulsiveness. I can't put that on anyone else because I'm paranoid. And I'm very, I'll say anal retentive, because that's the old-fashioned way of saying it. So... I'm very particular. That's how I like to put it. So if I have a big giant pile of clothes that I need to throw in the laundry, I pick them up one by one when I put them in. She picks up the whole thing as much as she can lift and boom, throws it in there. And that's how you get swords in there. That's how I've got my credit cards in there. That's how you get phones in there. That's how you get, what was in there the other time? Measuring cups from the kitchen. Just random things that shouldn't be in there. I don't know. I was very frustrated because that was one of our favorite toys. So I was like, I felt like I was my son. I like panicked and I was like, oh my gosh, are we ever going to be able to play with this again? So I really all the different bits. I'm getting disconnected. It's raining over here where I am. It's raining over here. I was kind of shocked by that, but then I was like, oh yeah, it's November. I don't know what to do. Do I keep talking?